So today's talk, No More Dimmer Switch, what we've done is affirm the light. We've tenderized ourselves. And this morning we just are switching up the dimmer switch and turning on the light. And in that I want to share what happens when we're adjusting the switch, increasing the light, and softening the atmosphere. So adjusting the switch. You know, our lights don't just turn on and off. I mean, we have to do something to turn them on. For us, it's prayer, it's commitment, it's wanting something to be brighter, to be easier. So we adjust the intensity of our experience of the divine when we turn up the light. God is always here. God is always present, and in that presence, the dimmer switch goes up. Ernest Holmes said, in the beginning God, all things were God, and all things are made of God. So where God is ever present, there is no absence of good. Today is a very intense day for a lot of people, for a lot of things that go on in the whole Father's Day issue. But what we can be assured of, that no matter what kind of experiences we've had, the presence of God is here. Where God is present, there is light. And God is everywhere present, so there is no absence of light. I just ask you to take this in today for the men in our community who shine their light, for the fathers that brought us into the world, blessing them, thanking them, and for our Heavenly Father, Mother God, that presence that we call good is always here. So I appreciate the opportunity, the songs from the heart. Have we told each other lately that we love each other? Such a love song. We need it so badly. You know, I had some darkness in my own family these days, and I was speaking to my granddaughter who was having a difficult time, and I had to remind her that she was a diamond, that she sparkled. And I was telling her a diamond is most radiant against the black velvet. The human spirit shines most brilliantly against the backdrops of life, our darkest moments. And all of us are diamonds. Diamonds in the rough, diamonds being developed, diamonds that sparkle. We're all diamonds. But when a diamond is displayed, there's always the black velvet cloth behind it that always makes the diamond look more brilliant and more beautiful. We all have the black velvet cloth behind us. If you've traveled the path of life, it's there. But our intention, our commitment to shine, to keep our light going when we're challenged, is really what it's all about. That's why I love our church. That's why we have community. That's why we come together, because to remind each other, we're not perfect, but we shine. There is something in each and every one of us that shines so brightly, but we don't see it. Sometimes someone else looking at the diamond sees it and goes, wow, and you're thinking, are you looking at the cloth or are you looking at the diamond? We have to stay clear about who we are. I appreciated Rob this morning reminding us that who we are, that we're here as the light of God and the presence of God. Emily, the reading just reinforced that we're the light. We're the light. And that's a big thing to be, because a lot of times we want to hide that. A lot of us, oh, I'm too shy. I didn't know if all the men would come up this morning. I was going, this might be something, because we're shy. We have to stand out. We have to say something in front of people, say a name, have an emotion. But you did great. You really did. And appreciate it. So I just love that intention and having that place where, you know, Spirit is here, the light shines. And then the small increase in light. I love this. Kindness is the dimmer switch for conflict. Kindness is the dimmer switch for conflict. You can soften the intensity of anger without denying it. I'm not about spiritual bypass. We have things in us. That's what a dimmer switch can do. But kindness can alleviate to some degree the anger or the frustration or the hurt or the misunderstanding or whatever it is that's going on for you. Kindness toward ourselves, kindness toward each other. This is how the switch goes up. This is how we bring ourselves to a place that allows God's presence, that infinite wisdom, that divine mind, to do what it can do to bring forth more love. So I love the idea of the dimmer switch can go up in degrees, because a lot of times pain doesn't just go away in 1 minute. You intensify the light a little by little, and soon the room is glowing. You know, Ernest Holmes said that darkness has no power, and when the light goes on, darkness goes back into the nothingness from which it came. It goes back into the nothingness. It has no power. The power is in the light. But a lot of times when we're in that darkness, we give that the power without realizing we have access to the dimmer switch. We can switch it up. We can bring some other idea in. We can bring something forth that hasn't been here before. I say this because I've been there. I know the place. I know what it takes to, when it's feeling dark, to just get to the dimmer switch. This is it, prayer. My hand, putting them together, is prayer. It gives me access to the dimmer switch. So I'm just speaking this today for whatever is happening for us personally and for whatever dreams we have. A lot of times we have big dreams or thoughts, or we want to do things and we don't get to them, or we don't think we really can, or they stay as dreams and they don't manifest. One of the great gifts of religious science is manifestation. If you have something on your heart, if you have something you want to do, if you have something you're guided to unfold, put the dimmer switch up a little bit. Let the light of spirit guide you. Let yourself be inspired to move forward, taking the next step, taking whatever it is you have to do to reach that goal. If the end result is already in your mind, you have to just move the dimmer switch up a little bit and a little bit and a little bit, each step at a time until you get there. So these are the things that we do as practicing religious scientists. We hold our prayers, we hold our thoughts, we hold our visualizations, our ideas in such a sacred way that allows that infinite presence that lives within us, but is so much more than us, to come forward in whatever situation you call it forth. God is for us and not against us. This is the big switch over in our times, and I so appreciate the times we live in because we have the information now. God is not someone out there in a beard going like this. That day is over. The Our Father is now our Father, Mother. The Our Father is now partnership. The Our Father is now coming together, that divine feminine and the divine masculine. It comes together in that experience of God. So just allow yourself, mother, father, brother, sister, whatever, to know that the divine is within you and you are the beloved. So just allowing our light to increase, let the dimmer switch increase. And then softening the atmosphere. Well, this is the big one. I love, when Paul comes over to visit, I dim the light so I look good. And I soften the atmosphere where I can. It's a very good thing. And this is what we can do, because we are living in times right now that are so challenging. The times we live in, they require something of us. They really require something of us. And softening the atmosphere is really going to help. Softening the atmosphere is going to make a difference. Boy, if you're struggling or remembering, sometimes I'm looking at the news and there's war. Our 250th anniversary where we'll be eating hot dogs is coming up. And, you know, these are moments, but the atmosphere is so charged with divisiveness. We don't understand. It's this against that. It's men against women. It's, you know, Catholic against Protestant. Whatever it is, there's such divisiveness. This is softening the atmosphere with love. This is what we can do. We can really look good if we work, because our culture right now, I believe, is at the place where butterflies are. That we're in a cocoon of darkness right now. This is what happens when a butterfly is in that cocoon and it's dark and it's melting down to nothing. There's nothing left and it's inside and it's churning away. If someone were to come and cut the cocoon, the butterfly wouldn't make it, because it didn't have the strength to do what happens in the inner cocoon, in the inner heart, in the inner side of us. We are called to know that we live from the inside out, that our hearts and our prayer life and our relationship with the divine is what dictates what happens in our futures. So just holding to the place of atmosphere, creating an atmosphere in your home, with your family. It's lifting the dimmer switch. Maybe it's just an inch, maybe it's just a little bit, but it's enough to change the environment and what's happening. So we have some work to do together, and I truly do appreciate the blessing that the work will bring. I just know we're here. We're beautiful diamonds, butterflies, developing our wings. And I really make the plea to you as we come into the 4th of July, as we come into developing a new consciousness. We've committed as religious scientists to a world that works for everyone. That's been our big commitment. And this takes deep work. This takes the dimmer switch, lifting it up, finding places you can send love, you can involve yourself in being love. And when that happens, I truly know that we'll bring forth a world that works for everyone. It's our time. We understand how it is. It's from the inside out. We let our light shine. This little light of ours, we're going to let it shine. So I just encourage you to just join me in the prayer of letting the light shine. So just knowing for every man who's walked this planet, for the fathers, teachers, grandfathers, mentors, brothers, sisters, whoever, we stand on your shoulders. We're here by divine appointment together. We bless you. We bless this day, and we know that by just this blessing, by forgiving who we have to forgive, letting go of old stories of what happened, and coming back to ourselves, that we are the light, I know that this day and this intention will bring us to the place of a world that does work for everyone. So turn up the switch. And thank you so much.